we went to a party, some daytime party where he was playing in a Rush cover band.
Me?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's when we went and saw you play for the first time.
No. Yeah, there's an ad, I guess, in the New Times, and I called it up, and I thought it was some little 13, 14-year-old dude, and it wound up being a chick when I drove up there. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense for the little boyish voice.
For Lori?
Yeah. And I'm bringing my equipment in, and these guys are all snogging on each other and stuff. Only time they ever did that, the very first time. I'm like, all right, so these guys are banging.
No.
So I was like, okay.
Well, that's what I mean. It was a gimmick. The whole thing with Nuclear was it was a female vocalist doing the death stuff, which she could do.
And some of the opera. It was just fun to, like, being a three-piece is really, get a lot more freedom to really express yourself and ask the other people to express themselves too.
Yeah.
And we whipped out a bunch of tunes pretty quick.
Thank the Dark Lords for all manner of hallucinogenics and whatnot. Because if I could hear words, if I could hear voices in the music, then I knew it was right. If I didn't hear voices, if it didn't talk to me, it wasn't right.
I enjoyed picking out drum riffs from static on TV and radio. They'd be on there, oh, come on. Hey, I could do that. I got all confused about the whole Lori thing, man, because before, if you recall, it was not about that we had a chick in the band. It just happened to be that there was no chicks that liked the music, so everyone, tried to fuck her because, she was a chick. And so, but it was always about that she's like, I'm a musician. I'm not a chick musician. I'm a musician. And then hearing later, it's like, oh, it was a rough life being a chick musician.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? We were musicians.
Well, you got to play both sides of the coin in order to get ahead.
So what? Because we got dicks, we got it all.
I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna start right now.
No. Recording in the studios here sucked because we were trying to do death metal grindcore.
Before it was even called that.
Yeah.
Before it was even called that.
We called it noise. I called it noise, and or horror music, or whatever you want to call it. But when we went to the studios, they weren't quite sure how to record it because it was something they weren't ever used to.
the hard part is, like, to me, is what I strove for and didn't get it in the studio, but I wanted to hear the speaker like go. That's what I wanted to hear when it came to the blasts.
I just wanted the music, everything good,
and
they just did shitty jobs.
And so they would get scared that even if you do a regular recording, like let's say every time the snare hits, it always goes into the red. It's pap, pap.
Yeah.
And I would do so many snare hits, you would just see like that, and they're like, oh, you got to take it down, and so they would clip it and cut it so that there was never anything high like a regular recording would be.
They're so afraid. And then what? How many years later? What is that? 25 years later, when I learned to record with the software, everything sounds like it should. This is how I wanted to sound back then. This is how everything should have sounded back then.
There was no help. I mean, if we said that, we play pretty heavy and fast, maybe like Guns N' Roses, and you're just you're like, okay, stop listening.
dissonant meaning that the music was off-sounding on purpose, so that it lent the an air, an atmosphere of weirdness.
We were talking about earlier that when it came to making flyers or making covers or letterheads or anything, and you put a skull on it, or I mean, not even the anything that looked satanic, because it was extra dark and drawn harder, that they would, a lot of people would say, no, I cannot print this, because they had to put it in their hand and put it in the machine, and they like, no, I will not reprint this.
Don't want to touch that.
You can give me money and I won't do it. So we had to find people that didn't give a shit. Basically, they're like, no, we don't care.
My favorite too was the mothers who complained, or people that complained and wrote in mail that were offended by the lyrics. Why didn't I write love songs? Was the big thing. Why don't you write like love songs? And like, but yeah, because the lyrics, I tried to no holds barred on the lyrics, push the envelope, step over the line.
Yeah.
There were some songs we didn't use, I think because we all felt they were maybe too pushy.
I think it wasn't that it was pushing the limits, it was like, we can make it a lot nastier,
Oh, I don't know.
Instead of like, pee-pee caca.
I don't know, man. It was done eloquently. Well, then the sanguinary bedlam, that was about the
See, there you go.
child kill.
It's starting to be Shakespearean sounding now. It sounds even cooler.
That was another one. That was about the guy that killed the kids in his neighborhood. That was a little bit risky. And the one about NAMBLA. You know what NAMBLA is, right?
North American
NAMBLA.
Man Boy.
The North American Man Boy Love Association. Grown men thinking it's cool to be with like young boys. Real sick shit. I wrote a song called Immoral Ever After based on that. We didn't use it though. I think that's because I thought it might be too.
It sounded pro.
Yeah, demos are great. Demo trading was awesome too.
Especially when you go, like, holy shit, South Africa. What the fuck's this? South America. People from Europe and get something from Russia. What?
Yeah, we had a lot of the band, like all the everybody's early demos. Now that was fun because I think a lot of times the demos were better than what the bands turned out to be.
And what I bummed out is that I stopped giving a fuck, but I felt like we could have like chronicled that stuff because we memorized those damn demo tapes because we played it to everybody. We played it to ourselves over and over, so we knew what city, what year, what it was called, who did this, where the production. I mean, we would know all like who did first. It's like, oh well, they sound like this. No, these guys were first. I mean, we had that shit all memorized, and one day I'm like, why am I memorizing this crap?
I just like the demos the bands did more so than the albums that they did.
That seemed to be prevalent. Like you'd love a demo, and then all of a sudden they do a polished version, and it wasn't kicking you in the teeth. It's like it sounds good, but now the whole it wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, the real, the dirty nitty gritty.
Yeah,
it's like that's what made Venom black metal. That album so cool was because it was not polished. It was like it was a polished turd, but it sounded cool. It had a feel to it. It had a feel to it. The lacking of production gave it a feel.
The record stores, what the fuck's a record store anymore now? But back then it was like to get the type of tunes that we wanted to hear would be a record store probably about this fucking pit to there, and you would look and they would only carry one. Like let's say like Creators was a Pleasure to Kill, so there was just that one album in the whole thing, and all of a sudden you go, oh hey man, you listen to cool shit, oh you like the SOD and blah blah blah, and all of a sudden we're realizing we're competing to see who's gonna fucking find the one gem. It's like, hey, I found this one, man, fuck you.
We were shrooming one day in the desert, and is this bad that I'm advocating drugs? I don't advocate drugs. I just use them a lot. Used to. Anyways,
I don't want to share. It's too expensive.
Yeah, we were going through the desert and we found this. There looked like this big dog sleeping in the dirt, and I guess someone had just dumped him in the dirt. He was dead.
Dirt. Yeah.
So he had some lighter fluid in his fucking truck.
Yeah, I had lots of stuff in my truck.
And we just squirted that, and we set him on fire, and we just watched him burn, shrooming. And it was
smelled like steak.
It was so cool because when
burnt hair.
You know, when his skull started to burn from the neck, you know, you just see it, you know, just drip, the muscle drip. I mean, the fur, the muscle just dripping out, and it just looked, and it just looked. I swear, it looked at me and said, "Why?"
I was getting
fuckers. Why? This hurts, you know.
That was a big animal because it looked literally like a big.
It's like a Saint Bernard. Saint Bernard.
Like a dumbass, you get a stick and you pick it up and you look at the other side. It's like almost like cut in half from decay and absorbed in the dirt.
Maggots.
You see the whole
maggots
and stuff, and we're like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Smells bad. Let's put it on fire.
I was fascinated with roadkill for many years because I would have people send me pictures of roadkill. In every interview I did, I'd say, send me pictures of roadkill or weird things.
When we traveled, we stopped the car to take pictures of roadkill.
Always had a camera.
It would be hundreds. So.
Because that was before cell phones, so you didn't have the cell phone to take it out.
And
you had the little fucking camera, shitty fucking little camera.
Take it in somewhere and hope that they don't fuzz out your shit.
Freak out because
you showed your balls too many times.
Cat guts or something. Or someone fucking a dead animal or something. Nasty ass motherfuckers, I swear.
That was such a fun topic. Yeah, we got this song about this guy who likes to fuck roadkill.
Yeah.
And what the hell? I mean, that was
the best
discussion stopper or starter.
But that was the best thing. That was like the anthem song was Necrobestiality, and it's about a fiend who fucks dead animals. But he's an advocate for the meek of the earth because of the freaks of the earth who will inherit the earth. It's all underlying fucking sentiment. But the whole thing was he fucked dead animals, and that was the flagship song. I don't really listen to death metal or speed metal or thrash. I mean, I'll listen to it just enough so I'm familiar with it because I have no choice when I'm around people that listen to it, right? You know, but if I'm on my own, I'm not gonna listen to it because it's for the most part, it's just dumb. It's the same shit over and over. It's like any other type of music, but that's just me. I'm an asshole.
Yeah, they would say that like because it's a three piece, so then you would hear like him and Laura like, what are you listening to that stuff for? If you want to make it, you know, you don't listen to it. And I'm like, fuck you guys. I listen to it because I'll find something I like.
Attitude. Because,
true.
Yeah, she adopted my attitude because her attitude was like, you know, Metallica. They were so into Metallica. It was so gross, you know. I almost was dissuaded. You know, I was almost like, nah, I'm not gonna do this shit.
I think right away when you started playing, I was like, I get to play these riffs I've had in my head that, you know, I couldn't do, you know, except, you know, in my own room.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I can apply this. Oh, hey.
Yeah. Well, because it was the fact that he could do Rush. Rush is weird music too. So, and that was
I play Iron Maiden.
A key factor.
We got lucky to meet a few people that saw that there was a little niche that could be used, and what was it called? Rocker? No, not rocker, something.
Huh?
What did she have before?
Oh! I don't remember.
Yeah, it was just
that was the whole Flotsam Jetsam crew.
Yeah, she eventually did the Flotsam and Sacred Reich, and then had us open up for whatever show came. So like, what was it?
Dark Angel.
Ooh,
Racer X. We got to open up for Racer X. Paul Gilbert, Racer X.
Yeah.
That was interesting. But out here, the clubs, I didn't like the clubs playing out here.
Basically, the better shows were you rent out a VFW hall or something.
Yeah.
You know, if you could get away with it, you know, for one day, and you bring in the Descendants or something, or you bring in Violence, or, you know.
Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah, it was terrible.
Trying to put flyers out, like, that's should be illegal.
Phoenix is better now, I think.
No, it's streamlined now.
Yeah,
I mean, you can have nuns fucking on a T-shirt now.
The scene is a lot better now. I've been to a couple cool shows. Phobia, was it Extreme Noise Terror? They were here. I went with, yeah, that was a couple years ago. That was a good show. So there's a couple. I mean, now it seems better. You have people actually showing up.
Well, you see little fucking shits with fancy double bass pedals and stuff, you know, playing.
You see younger people going back to the old school too.
There, and you just watch like teeny tinies cranking out, you know, stuff before hardly anyone could even do. I mean, people only knew like one fast beat, and if they were really skilled, they had two. That was fun though, chasing down tunes, just always so hungry to find something new. The Bride of Insect album.
Bride of Insect.
I mean, because it traversed, you know, it did nothing from the. No, I can't. I take that back. It's even from the first demo. It was you had taken pieces from, what was it called? Nuclear. What the fuck was the song?
Nuclear Death was the original, and then I changed it to the Third Antichrist.
Yeah. So it even had that. So like all aspects from the whole, like what was it? 4 years we had been making shit. We got to put it together, and I was trying to explain it to some folks, like all the different drum beats I did and the different tempos and accents and blah blah. Well, I even had some people saying that they thought that I may have had like some of the, like the black metal beat, you know, on there already early, for before they, you know, they became a famous black metal staple, which made me happy. That's like, yeah, that's cool. I'm sure I won't. It'll be hard to fucking pin down, but it made me happy to see some people were like, "Hey, you're doing black metal before black metal." Yeah.
When Lori kicked Joel out because they had an ego, she was a fucking egomaniac.
The last conversation I had was like, "Joel, you fucked everybody." The beginning of it, I was all fucking. It was pretty cool. We all got along, and then when it stopped not getting along, it made it rougher to enjoy making the new stuff. I mean, we were doing. I mean, we were hashing out. We were going crazy. I mean,
she wanted to be top bill. You know, it's like because there's that gimmick of the whole female thing. Yeah, you know.
Said, Mardi Gras head.
And after he left, you know, I didn't want to do it anymore. And Richard, the guy at Wild Rag, said, "No, just hold on, man. We're gonna do this one album. We're gonna do this third album, whatever. And you guys are gonna tour Europe with Autopsy. Just you gotta hold on, man. You gotta hold on." Could I hold on?
It's
after we went to Puerto Rico with them two. This is the guy that replaced Steve, that replaced Joel.
We were buds, man. We'd all be getting fucked up together and
Steve
stuff. And I was showing him how to play the songs.
He couldn't play.
I was literally showing him how to
replace him,
like a dumbass. So.
Well, see, they went through a lot of phases after Joel, and I wanted to quit, but Richard said, "No, don't quit." And like they would shave their body hair and drink their blood and listen to. One week they're listening to Alice Cooper exclusively. The next week Pink Floyd. The next week I think Janis Joplin. Whatever the fuck they were listening to. They eventually wanted to start to change the sound of Nuclear. And
it's experimental stuff.
That's when I said enough's enough, and I quit. You'll hear her tell it and say that I was kicked out. And I said, no, I pretty much remember I grabbed my equipment and left. Yeah. Now the rituals, the non-satanic and satanic ones that were perpetrated by a few individuals that we were. Anyways, that's against copyright law. I'm not supposed to talk about that right now.
What I enjoyed, because I mean, you know, whatever these guys were into and shit, it's I enjoyed the title Nuclear Death because it wasn't religious. It wasn't,
I hated it, really.
Because to me it was the fastest way to kill the most people.
That's true.
And you know, and to me that's what I liked, was that I would play my recording to someone who's never heard any shit like that and go, I feel like hurting somebody or punching someone in the face, and I'm like, right on.
Moment of silence for all the drugs I was forced to do.
Yeah, that was what?
At that
never?
time.
Yeah, it was never forced.
I was forced, man. I was always tied down, and people just did awful things to me. Not really.
another deal about that time is that when you got pissed off at somebody, you could fill out postcards to gay magazines and get people you didn't like on the gay mailing list, and they would always have gay shit clogging up their mail and stuff. That was one of the few things you could do. There was no unsubscribe to that.
I will say these like with Joel and Lori, they had open mind as far as the music and the lyrics went. You know, they didn't really condemn. I don't think condemned anything. Lyric-wise, they didn't condemn anything.
No,
They're open-minded.
Good fucking time. I mean, it's like,
It was open-minded. I attributed a lot of that to maybe like, you know, the party and stuff like that. That could help to open up your mind, you know.
well, we were having fun, and then you know,
Exactly.
and especially having fun because then you'd be around other folks like, hey, we're gonna play some Megadeth, and it's like, no, you're not. We've got this motherfucking band from New Jersey. You know?
Yeah,
we're gonna play that.
We're gonna play Ripping Corpse or
You're gonna hear something new for a fucking.
what was that one Japanese band? You remember?
We had X.
Oh, I can't remember the fucking name. SFH. Remember SFH? Sick from Hate. Is that what they're called?
That's one of my favorite recordings.
Yeah.
That's
A great demo.
It's because, but it's a weird rare one because if you try to get it, you will hear all the other stuff done by a different drummer.
Yeah.
And that what we got there with the, I think it even comes out only like on one side with the drums and the vocals. You know, it's just
There's a lot of
so badass, man.
Yeah. There's a lot of really cool stuff like that.
Straight from hell.